Dark and Darker is a new PvPvE first-person shooter extraction game. In this video, I will be going over what Dark and Darker is and covering it in detail. Here are details of the upcoming playtest and full releases. This is an upcoming PvPvE first-person shooter that uses swords and spells. It's called Dark and Darker, with high player count of 60,000 in December of 2022. It also has a number of extremely successful playtests on Steam. Now, the game is an extraction shooter, but it also features several RPG-inspired classes like wizards, barbarians, rangers, etc. It's a streamlined gameplay loop and co-op play for up to 3 players per party. Now, I haven't played this myself. I was brought up to me in one of my live streams where we were talking about D&D, and one of my viewers, Comic, said that you should check out Dark and Darker. It's on Steam. So I checked out a few gameplay videos on YouTube and started doing my research, and now I'm going to share it with you, all because this might be your first time seeing this game or hearing about this game, and I would like to share it with you. So here we go. What is Dark and Darker? Dark and Darker is it shares certain gameplay ideas with Escape from Tarkov, and it was created by Iron Mace Games. It's been hugely popular on Steam, Twitch, and also YouTube. Over 1 million testers joined the December playtest. Each run requires you to bring equipment, loot chests, kill foes, and attempt safe extraction using all the gained while running. Now, if you pass away, all is lost. Once you extract, you can exchange your equipment for gold in a variety of shops, and on the trading post, you can also use the gold to buy consumables or uncommon items from other players. There are dark and murky niches everywhere, frequently with any enemy rogues in them, and the game is slow moving, like really slow, incredibly hardcore, and extremely dark. It's a challenging game for solitary players and also currently built for party play. With the introduction of solo-specific playlists, this might alter in the future, though the developer has not yet confirmed this. Now, the game is still in the early phases of testing and still in alpha, and the game will have a lot more content, including new maps, weaponry, and other things. Now, its popularity can be attributed to the excellent games of a similar genre that inspired, elaborating on its fundamental ideas. Each run lasts between 10 and 20 minutes. Dying returns you to the game very immediately, and the class systems for some serious customizations. Everyone has this question on their thoughts right now. Will you be able to participate in yet another alpha playtest? And the answer is yes. In February 2023, as part of the Steam's Next Fest, a celebration of forthcoming independent games on the platform, according to Iron Mace Games, between February 6th and February 13th is the next best gameplays. Now, Darker Dungeon is potentially coming to consoles, as confirmed by Iron Mason Games' Twitter account, in October of 2022. Now, first, the developer needs to finish the PC version of the game before considering a release for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S and X. Although it might seem like a long way away off, but it's likely to be more playtests, alphas, and betas before the actual release. It actually looks like a pretty fun game. The footage that you're watching right now, I captured from Jack Frags, who's a great content creator. I couldn't find any, besides the 2-minute long trailer that they had beta alpha test. I was like, I wanted to get some more gameplay for you. So Jack Frags, this is his footage. Go check out his video because he gives you a more in-depth, because he actually played it and he can give you a lot more thoughts and stuff on it. Overall, I think this is an interesting game. This was not on my radar in any way, shape, or form, but now that I see it, I'm like, this actually looks pretty interesting. I never played Tarkov. I started playing a little bit dabble here and there in the Battlefield 2042, in the Hazard Zone. I've played extraction game, what was the other extraction game? Vigor, I think it was called, on the Xbox as well. And then I jumped into the DMZ on Call of Duty, which I really like. This seems more up my alley. I kind of like the way it looks and feels. We were talking about this in the live stream. I don't think this game looks great, but at the same time, it feels like it would be a fun game to play. I'm gonna compare this a little bit to. It doesn't really matter what the graphics look like. Sometimes the game loop is what's really fun. And the videos that I watched of Jack Frag and other content creators playing this, it just looks like a fun title to play. Obviously with a group, and by yourself, it might be a completely different experience, but playing with friends and going into the dungeons, it seems like a really fun game. Another game that's like this that I look at, that the graphics are not the best, but the gameplay loop is phenomenal, is Vampire Survivor. Now, I know what you're thinking. This game does not remind you, and I'm not trying to compare Vampire Survivor. I'm saying, though, Vampire Survivor, people look at that game and you're like, it looks 8-bit, It looks like an old school Nintendo NES type of game, but the gameplay loop in that game is a lot of fun, and it brings you back. That's the type of feeling I get with this game, right? Dark and Darker looks like a game that it doesn't have the greatest graphics, right? We're not talking about like Division graphics or Call of Duty graphics, but you're looking at this and the whole overall experience of the game looks pretty fun, and it has a good fundamental game loop inside there where the deeper you go into the dungeon, the better loot you'll get. And once you get eliminated, you're gone, and then obviously you lose all your loot, so you're invested of getting your gear, and if you don't want to go deeper into the dungeon, you can find a portal and get out and extract. So lots of interesting ideas in this game. Like I said, it's an alpha. I'm looking forward to getting to the next playtest, and I'll give you my firsthand experience on that. If you guys like these types of videos, please make sure you share, like, and subscribe. I do appreciate you for watching. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.